Co-designed by Qwertykeys, who brought us the beautiful Shelby 80, the QK80 is Qwertykeys' most feature-packed keyboard, with plenty of configurations to choose from, such as... Wait a minute, am I reading that right? No flex cuts. PS contents as love Big D Qwertykeys. Huh, that's aggressive. The QK80 puts the QK in custom. It'll be offered in 10 different case colors, 12 different weight colors, 4 different badge designs, 4 different plate options, keycap switch bundles, your choice of WinKey or WinKeyless top, a customizable PCB mount. Oh my god, there's gonna be so many builds. And the thing everybody's raving about, 4 different PCBs. 2 tri-mode hot swap PCBs that support Bluetooth and 2.4 GHz connections, one in ANSI layout and the other, for my EU boys, ISO layout. And if you want to go plateless, a wired soldable PCB that will support both ANSI and ISO. And the last pair of PCBs being the ANSI hot swap PCBs without flex cuts. Before we get into that, Qwertykeys now offers a weight and badge combo. In the middle of the weight will be your badge, which you'll be able to choose from 4 different variations: a plain badge, circuit, paisley, and cogwheel. The weight will be offered in their standard sandblasted PVD and mirror PVD stainless steel, but now they have a new offering of the ice crystal stainless steel. This is a textured finish that has been executed beautifully. I personally think this should be the weight people go for, as it's a very unique styling when it comes to custom mechanical keyboards, and the one I've never seen before. Unless you don't like black or silver, then don't get this one. The mount system is a retooled version of the one that was in the QK75, with these nubs acting like the gaskets that slide into the PCB. They now have a nub at the bottom of each gasket, which eliminates the possibility of misaligning the PCB when closing the case. They will also come in 2 different hardnesses. Hardness dubbed 20 degree and 80 degree. Now the biggest question I can think of is, will these change the sound? Yep, as you can tell by the side-by-side, the softer one accentuates the clackier sounds, while the harder one brings out more of a lower loudness. So feel free to use both and decide which one is for your preference. For me, I like the hardness of the 80 for the palm and PC plate, and the 20 for the FR4 and the Alu for the feel, but when it comes to the sound, I'm gonna go for the harder one. And now for the coup de grace. With flex cuts falling out of favor lately, and with all the crying and complaining, Qwertykeys decided to give people what they want and offer us non-flex cut PCBs. Flex cuts are known to aid in the typing feel by making the keyboard softer. The problem with this is the cuts make the sound profile of the keyboard appear thinner or muted. Keyboard has an amazing video that theory crafts this, using examples of structure-borne, airborne sound, compression and refraction, magic and sparkling water, so do yourself a favor and watch that video. It's linked in the description below. And what I'm really excited about is this is the first time ever we'll be able to compare a 1-to-1 with flex cuts and a non-flex cut PCB. So here we're going to see if the taped flex cut PCB sounds similar enough to replicate a non-taped PCB. Here we did the test plateless. This way we don't have to worry about the different plate materials interfering with whatever we find. Also, I decided to use non-long pole switches because there is a theory out there that long pole switches hide hollowness. So as you can hear, taping the PCB actually gives a whole different sound signature than a non-flex cut PCB. I'm pretty sure we can safely say that although it helps, I wouldn't necessarily call this a fix. What it really does is just add in that tape mod sound. And then here we'll move into the next test where we straight up compare apples to oranges. Non-flex cut versus flex cut. So yes, the flex cut PCB does sound a bit airier compared to the non-flex cut PCB. But what I did find in the non-flex cut PCB is that it increased the case ping. So for the non-flex cut PCB in the QK80, I would suggest force breaking or at least using one piece of foam. It doesn't matter whether it's case or PCB foam or the PE foam, as you'll see in the sound test. So yeah, there's a difference, but would I call it better? Sure. In all honesty, I can give a rat's ass about flex cuts. Who's to say which one's better? Now, before you unsubscribe, hear me out. It's just a fact that not everyone in the world perceives sound the same. The custom keyboard community is built on the backbone of one idea: customization. Customization. Some may like a more muted, airy sound, and some may not. If you like a keyboard with flex cuts, don't feel ashamed you do just because everyone around you calls it trash. Maybe you have better hearing than the rest of us. I don't know. This also applies to those that like the foamy sound or PE sheets. Zing. You're monsters, but you still are allowed to like what you like, no matter what the majority thinks. And this is what makes the QK80 so great. With its vast amount of options for customizability, alongside Qwertykeys' willingness to listen to the community, it makes this an easy recommend for me, novice or not. The case design is top notch. The side profile looks amazing with the Qwertykeys design influence. Also, it's nice to have a spot to pick up the keyboard off the desk, because these metal keyboards are so freaking heavy sometimes. And with options galore, I don't see how anyone would give this a bad rating. The only downside I could think of is that it's the most expensive QK as to date, as the most expensive option is going to be about $300, but those also include keycaps and switches. To counter that, the cheapest option is $160, so even the broke boys can get one. We'll go into the full sound test. Sorry guys, I didn't do all the plate builds yet, but for this one, I did do all the build configurations in plateless for flex cut PCB and the non-flex cut PCB. Are the losers gone yet? Hopefully some people dropped off during the sound test to make your chances even better. The giveaway's real! I held on to this for various reasons, mainly just in case I had to compare this with this. So now that we have this, I don't need to keep it anymore. There is a fine print to the giveaway. Mainly is that this will not come with the rotary encoder. I don't know where I put it. And the batteries are shot because I'm an idiot and didn't keep it charged, so now they won't hold a charge. Also, Qwertykeys is not responsible for any faults regarding this giveaway, so they're not an affiliate. They don't pay me or anything, so leave them alone. And the last bit, thanks for your continued support. It's because of you I get to try out all these amazing keyboards. My goal is and always will be to provide as much value as I can to the community, because it's one that I enjoy and it's filled with great people. Well, they're not all great, but you know what I mean. The giveaway details are in the description below, and so is the QK80 sale info. The group buy is now, so you got 2 weeks. You gotta cop this one. Okay, bye-bye. I'll see you later.